Hey guys, thank you if you're a subscriber. If you just happen to stop by and you like what you're hearing and seeing, please hit that subscribe button and help us out so I can keep doing this. I'm doing a little reading for you here because sometimes I think our mainstream media isn't doing enough to really let us understand who Trump is canoodling with on our in the name of the United States. So Trump is lifting sanctions on Syria, all right, just after its new leader, Ahmad al-Sharaa, is that how you pronounce it? A former al-Qaeda fighter linked to the deaths and injuries of dozens of American troops. He's proposed building a Trump Tower in the country. So we have this known terrorist who is offering Trump a tower, and suddenly these sanctions disappear. Getting the picture? Trump is for sale. He doesn't even care that we know. I think MAGA needs to know. This is something that even the idiots who still cling to Trump can kind of understand. So explain it to them. And then we have MBS, who is the one who ordered the murder and dismemberment of Washington Post reporter, contributor, and at the time, American Jamal Khashoggi. Dismembered him while he was alive because they didn't like something that he was going to be writing about. You might want to ask Jared Kushner about this one. We think he knows a little something. So here's what Trump says about MBS. We have great partners in the world, but we have none stronger and nobody like the gentleman right before me. He's your greatest representative. And if I didn't like him, I'd get out of here so fast. He knows me well. I do. I like him a lot. I like him too much. This is what Trump said about the guy who ordered the murder of Jamal Khashoggi. And in 2018, this was at this big economic meeting or summit that Trump attended. In 2018, many CEOs boycotted the Saudi Arabia investment conference in protest of the murder of Khashoggi. Since then, our U.S. intelligence services have concluded that the murder was in fact ordered by Saudi Crown Prince MBS. But yesterday, many of those same CEOs traveled to Saudi Arabia to attend the conference, I guess, in support of Trump. Trump is now openly canoodling and befriending and accepting bribes from terrorists and murderous dictators. But he won't meet with Democrats, and he claims Democrats and certain American journalists should be thrown in jail. And obviously, he pardoned his own personal domestic terrorist who stormed our Capitol, tried to kill the vice president, tried to kill Nancy Pelosi, tried to stop the certification of an election. Pipe bombs are everywhere, and they spread their shit all over, all their feces all over the walls and the floors of our Capitol, and then some. But they're just fine. So here's the thing. So that we don't forget what happened to Jamal Khashoggi, because apparently Trump didn't forget. He just doesn't care, or he likes it. I think that this is maybe boiling the frog slowly so that we start getting used to the idea that he's got certain things in mind for American journalists too. And it just might, well, this was an American journalist, but this might help it along. So there are audio tapes that exist of that murder. And what I want to read you is the transcripts of the murder. I think it's important so we don't forget, because this is sickening what Trump is doing. So I'm going to read this from a publication. This is from September 2019. The Turkish daily Sabah newspaper has released transcripts of audio recordings of journalist Jamal Khashoggi and the Saudi hit squad that killed him inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul last year. This would have been 2018. The recordings obtained by Turkey's national intelligence made public by the newspaper detail the conversations between the Saudi writer and members of the 15-man hit squad moments before his assassination on October 2nd, 2018. So Khashoggi, a Washington Post contributor who was living in the United States, had gone to his country's consulate to collect documents for his planned wedding. before he was killed and his body was dismembered. He was getting married. So his fiance was waiting outside, I guess, on the sidewalk. So he entered the consulate. Khashoggi was greeted by a familiar face before being pulled by the arm into the consul general's office on the second floor. And they made him sit. They said, "Please sit, sir. There's an order from Interpol. Interpol demanded you be returned. We're here to take you." And Khashoggi responded, "There are no lawsuits against me, and my fiance is waiting outside for me." In the last 10 minutes before he was killed, one of these guys asked Khashoggi to leave a message for your son, saying not to worry if he could not reach the journalist. When Khashoggi refused, this guy says, "Write it, Mr. Jamal. Hurry up. Help us so we can help you. Because in the end, we will take you back to Saudi Arabia. And if you don't help us, you know what will happen eventually." So they then drugged him. And his last words before losing consciousness were, "I have asthma. Do not do it. You will suffocate me." Sound of an autopsy. Okay. So just remembering the 59-year-old's body can be heard at 1:39 p.m. local time. The procedure lasted 30 minutes. He was alive. They haven't recovered his body yet. He was alive. And so Saudi authorities have charged 11 unnamed suspects. Yeah, right. Including 5 who could face the death penalties for charges of ordering and committing the crime. But we know that it was MBS who ordered it. This guy that Trump is saying, "I really like him. I like him so much." An American president is saying this, not acknowledging or caring about this grisly murder. So they were listening to music because it took them 30 minutes, and the audio recorded minutes before Khashoggi entered the consulate building. Mutreb is one of the guys, asked whether it will be possible to put the body in a bag. And then another guy said, "No, too heavy, very tall too." So this is premeditated, obviously. Actually, he says, "Actually, I've always worked on cadavers. I know how to cut very well. I never have worked on a warm body, though. I'll also manage that easily. I normally put on my earphones and listen to music when I cut cadavers. In the meantime, I sip on my coffee and smoke. After I dismember it, you will wrap the parts in plastic bags, put them in suitcases, and take them out of the building." This is all recorded. So this was grisly. I heard some reports at the time that that even though he was drugged, that there was screaming, that he was conscious. But I don't know. This has a different report. But if you recall, this was a huge story at the time. And Mr. Khashoggi was murdered. He was working for the Washington Post at the time. He merely was going to the consulate because he was getting married. And they did not like the story that he was working on. Trump thinks this is A-okay. We are past a slippery slope, way past a slippery slope. And I would like to see the Khashoggi family, if they think it would be for the greater good, to find a way to okay the release of the audio tape. I think we need to make this be front and center so everyone knows who Trump is liking a whole lot, what he's perfectly okay with. And then every Republican in Congress needs to be quizzed relentlessly on their feelings about this. Do they agree with Trump? Make them denounce him meeting with MBS, how much he likes him. Otherwise, this will happen to more journalists. It may happen anyway. We know that is Putin's way, but we are in extremely dangerous times.